Are we on? Are we on? Wow. It's actually happened. It has actually happened. I've been doing this channel since 2021, so that's 4 years. I'm about to witness my 5th manager in the 4 years of doing this channel. We started it under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He got sacked. We had Michael Carrick for a few games as interim manager. We then moved on to Ralph Rangnick for basically the entire second half of that 21-22 season. In the 22-23 season, we then appointed Erik Ten Hag. We had a delightful season. Look, it involved a 4-0 battering to Brentford, a 7-0 battering to Liverpool, but it also involved our first trophy in 7 years, winning that Carabao Cup against Newcastle. The following season, or last season, absolute train wreck, but we won an FA Cup somehow. And this season has just been, nothing short of obscene. Nothing short of obscene this season's been. Manchester United sit, where do we sit in the table? 14th, is it? We sit 14th in the table. 3 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. 8 goals scored, 11 goals against. The only teams lower in the league than us are Leicester, Everton, Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Wolves, Southampton. In the Europa League, we've played FC Twente, FC Porto, and Fenerbahce. We've come away with 3 draws. It has been the biggest train wreck of a season, nearly in Manchester United's recent history. It has been diabolical. But he is gone. Erik Ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United manager. Not sure how much I believe he's left his role. Here is the statement that the club has put out. Erik Ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United men's first team manager. Erik was appointed in April 2022 and led the club to 2 domestic trophies, winning the Carabao Cup in 2023 and the FA Cup in 2024. We're grateful to Erik for everything he has done during his time with us and wish him well for the future. Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of the team as interim head coach, supported by the current coaching team, whilst the permanent head coach is recruited. Well, honestly, I love Ruud. I really do love Ruud. I'm not sure if we're going to go in that route, because how we got Ollie was we appointed Ollie as an interim manager, and then he was so good when we appointed him as an interim manager that we just got sucked into appointing him full time. The difference is Ollie has no managerial experience prior, or very, very limited. When Ollie became interim, before United, he had 4 years at Mulder, he had 1 year at Cardiff, he had 4 more years at Mulder, and he had 3 years at the United Reserves. Ruud van Nistelrooy, on the other hand, is a very, very highly respected person in the managerial and executive industry. He was PSV's coach for 2 years, and he was also the coach of the second team at PSV for 2 years. He understands the game fantastically well. He's got a really good relationship with the players. So while it might be risky going down the route of appointing a former player, a manager with limited experience permanently, I love Van Nistelrooy and his philosophy, considering how good his relationship is with the players. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. We're going to quickly read this. Ten Hag was retained as United manager in the summer after an end-of-season review following an 8th place Premier League finish, the club's lowest since 1990, and an FA Cup final victory over Man City. We triggered a 1-year extension option in the contract at the start of July. His previous deal, which he signed when he was appointed in 2022, was due to expire in 2025. However, another hugely disappointing run of form to start the season has prompted key decision makers, including Chief Executive Omar Barada, Sporting Director Dan Ashworth, and Technical Director Jason Wilcox, to recommend a change. And that is where Van Nistelrooy comes in. Let's take a look at the chat very quickly. Baldy over there. G'day Zipsy, huge news, AFL Heat. Van Nistelrooy is interesting, but I think we know he's got the knowledge and the knack for this sort of thing. In all seriousness, so this seems like Xavi could be... Yeah, so we have, a couple of days ago before the West Ham game, we made contact with Xavi, which is really interesting. He was obviously Barcelona manager. I'm not sure... Would you call his time at Barca a failure? I think he didn't win La Liga with them, did he? He was at Barcelona for 4 years. He was at Barcelona for 4 years. He won La Liga once. And then before that, he coached in Qatar. So, I'm just not sure how I feel about Xavi, if I'm being honest. Another name that's been floated up in the air is, Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim's another guy that's been floated in the air. 39 years old, a real young coach. Liverpool are looking at him instead of Arne Slot. He is currently at Sporting. He's been there for 5 years. Before that was Braga. And then he managed a team in Portugal in their second division. I think Amorim would be a fantastic coach. He's got a philosophy. Obviously before Tuchel got appointed with England, he was also well established in the talks for the job. But it's just real interesting to see the direction we're going from now. Who's going to be caretaker? Yeah, Van Nistelrooy is caretaker. Is Xavi next coach? I hope not. Oh, thank you, Menza. That's nice. Didn't Ruud van Nistelrooy play for United and Real Madrid? He did indeed. I don't want Xavi, Colm. I don't want Xavi. I don't think we'll go for Xavi. We've had meetings with him, which makes me a little nervous. But I really don't want him. I just think there's better people we can go for that play better football. They've done more in their managerial careers. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole Xavi thing. Would I take Zidane? I'd be a silly man not to take Zidane. Yeah, 4 hours ago, Thierry Henry already confirmed Zinedine Zidane wants manager job amid Man United links. Eden Terzic is a massive one. So Eden Terzic is injured. We'll quickly take a look. Zinedine Zidane obviously spent 6 years at Real Madrid as manager. And he won basically it all. He won 2 La Ligas, 2 Super Copa de Españas. He won a Champions League. He won 2 Super Cups. He won 2 Club World Cups. He did it all with that Real Madrid team of Ronaldo. So obviously Zidane is being linked already. We've got Xavi that's been linked. Van Nistelrooy will be linked on a permanent basis depending on how well he does. I do, again, as I said, I've got a bit of PTSD about when Ollie got appointed after that interim gig. But I do trust Van Nistelrooy a whole lot more than Ollie. But yeah, Eden Terzic is the massive one. So he choked Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund a few years ago. He's 41, very young. Obviously, lost the Champions League final, got Dortmund, an underdog, to the Champions League final last season against Real Madrid, where, to be honest, they outplayed them in areas of that game. But yeah, he was at Borussia Dortmund for 5 years. And they got sacked after losing that Champions League final and losing Bundesliga. So yeah, Eden Terzic, I'm actually a really big fan of him, the way he plays his football. I'm going through some candidates here on the Manchester Evening News website. I've got Frank Lampard here. Absolutely fucking not. Xavi, look, if we go for him, interesting, but it's not. It wouldn't be my choice. Massimiliano Allegri. Again, I wouldn't go for him. De Rossi at Roma. Don't know much about him as a manager. Eden Terzic, I'm a big fan of Terzic. I'm a big fan. Southgate's here as well. Absolutely not. Graham Potter's here, which, we say no, but Ineos have strong ties with Graham Potter, which makes him a very interesting prospect. Obviously, former Chelsea and Brighton manager. And then Sarri, who was at Lazio. So I think, in terms of likely candidates, I think Graham Potter would be there. I think Xavi would be there. Zidane's an outside chance, but and apparently he wants the job, so that would be interesting. Eden Terzic is a guy I'd look at. Ruben Amorim, they'd be the two I really look at. But I just don't know if Ineos are going to go in that direction. Probably won't happen, but there is a tiny chance for Xabi Alonso. Tiny chance, but again, probably won't happen. Grant McCann. Yeah, would love Grant McCann. Xavi could do worse with this Man United squad than Ten Hag. I wouldn't put it past him. Sarri's available. I don't know a lot about him as a manager, I'll be honest. You love Zidane. Yeah. The thing about Zidane is the good thing about Zidane is he managed that Real Madrid team when they had some of the biggest egos, biggest personalities, and he still managed to win things with them. He's obviously got a connection with Casemiro, depending on how much longer he's going to be at the club. He might not even be here next season. So that's interesting from a Zidane point of view. He's definitely fit to manage a big club like Manchester United, which I think is something we've got to take in, because if you go all the way back to post-Fergie, David Moyes wasn't fit to manage a big club. Louis van Gaal probably was fit. He just played dire football. Jose obviously fit to manage a big club, but the same thing happened in the end. He got us a Europa League. He almost won the league with us. So, I mean, Jose's the closest they've come since post-Sir Alex. Ollie was not fit whatsoever, and Ten Hag certainly wasn't fit either. So, basically, post-Fergie, Van Gaal maybe, and Jose definitely. We've had basically one locked-on manager that was fit to manage this club. Zidane, that he fits that criteria, and that's where I think he'd be really interesting in the debates. Edin Terzic, as I said, he's been at Borussia Dortmund. He's been to a Champions League final. He couldn't get it done on Champions League final day, and he couldn't get it done on the final day of Bundesliga. Look, I think he's a fantastic in-game manager, and I don't think that would worry me too much. He's still a young manager. Is it too early for the United job? I'm not sure. I mean, he's taken a team to a Champions League final. How do you watch the Ballon d'Or? I'm not even sure when the Ballon d'Or's on. Time to report to Jude. Jada, I actually think this has been a really good stream. Jesse, you are a tosser. You are. I mean, joke's on you now. I don't have to watch her handball anymore. It's going to be so rough for managers to adapt with a bunch of Erik Ten Hag Ajax players. Well, let's go through Ten Hag's signings and where do they go from here. Because I think this puts guys like Antony in massive strife. The only reason Antony was still sticking around was because he's a Ten Hag signing. We can't really get rid of him. So, in his first season, we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signings. Tyrell Malacia, he's out of the door. Christian Eriksen, look, what is he, 32, 33? He's 32. It depends. He's very situational. Obviously been fantastic this season, but with age. Lissandro Martinez stays for me. Will another manager want him? I don't know. He's the best ball-playing centre-back in the world. We know how good he is at his best. I think lately he's actually been quite good in a shocking United team. But again, Martinez is actually 50-50 whether he stays and whether a new manager wants him. I would obviously keep him. But yeah, that's interesting. Casemiro probably goes. If Zidane comes, he probably stays. I don't think Zidane comes though. And Antony is 100% out the door. He was only here because Ten Hag was sticking about. If we move into the second season, Mason Mount is gone. He can't stay fit. He was a Ten Hag signing that I didn't fully understand. I get we needed squad depth in that number 10 position. We had Eriksen. Maybe at the time the thought process was Eriksen was such a crucial figure in the team, playing in that deeper role alongside Casemiro, but I'm not sure if Mason Mount was the signing to be making, considering we had so many holes to fill. Johnny Evans on a free. I mean, he'll stay however long he wants, basically. Onana would definitely stay. He's coming to his own this season. He's the Golden Glove leader in the Premier League. He's been the best keeper in the Prem this season. Rasmus Højlund is such an interesting one because he's had criticism. And the thing, Højlund and Xerxes are two strikers. I think one of them will go. One of them is going to go straight away, maybe even in January, because one of the manager won't want one of them, and will want to bring in someone new, whether that's a Benjamin Sesko, whether that's someone else. Whoever the manager prefers out of Højlund and Xerxes, who are two really different strikers, that's going to be interesting. And Bayern is probably going to go. I mean, he's probably too good for a number 2 keeper. He's turning 27 soon. Yeah, that's a bit of a hard one. And then our new signings this season, as I said, Xerxes. Fuck. I don't know about Xerxes. Lenny Yoro obviously stays. We still haven't seen him. He's going to be a superstar. Matthijs de Ligt stays. Nusa Mesraoui stays. and Manuel Ugarte will stay. I think Ugarte is going to flourish under a new manager. Does anyone know how, Does anyone know how Van Nistelrooy is set up at PSV? I'd be very interested to see the football he played. So if we go back to the 2022-23 PSV season, I want to see how he set up his team. PSV Eindhoven. Was it here? Let me see. No, it wasn't there. Let me just... I want to get this up, because I think formation is going to be a big thing. I think he will try and implement his philosophy if he can. Vitesse 1, PSV 1, is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so Van Nistelrooy played a 4-3-3. Okay, so I don't think too much will change. The team he had, very interesting. He had Jared Brantwaite at centre-back for PSV. He had Xavi Simons. He had Veerman. He had Luke de Jong. He had Fabio Silva. Interesting. What else do we have? Saeed is probably celebrating right now. Dude, hey, Ten Hag. Oh, I don't think many people like Saeed, I'll be honest. Eriksen's in wonderful form, mate. But age is definitely catching up with him. Mount's becoming another Dele Alli. I wouldn't say that, because I think we've seen things from Mount that... I think Mount's matured too far. He's matured past the Dele Alli point. Tom Heaton and potential strife. I think Xerxes gone. I don't rate it. You got an assist yesterday, but am I happy about the sacking or not? Yeah, I'm happy about it. I think it releases a big weight off the shoulders of the whole club. Yeah. I mean, this is just quite big. Do we have anything more we can read? I think Van Nistelrooy's got such a good relationship with the players. I'm just very excited to see how he gets on for the rest of the season, because he will be here for the rest of the season, and it's a long season still. We've still got 6 months left, so yeah, we've got a long way to go. You're sad about the sacking, because we're probably gonna get better. Now, Luton aren't gonna get better, are they? They're going down to fucking League One. Oh, West Ham got incredibly lucky, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think Dallo sacked Ten Hag on purpose, if I'm being honest. Agent Diogo, what was that miss? Some of those misses, man. Fuck. Were they trying to sack him? Because the football we were playing was actually okay in that first half. In that second half, I think they realised, let's just get him sacked. Alright. I'm going to depart there. Quick 20-minute stream. I think we got quite a bit out the way. Yeah. Wow, that was bit of a shock to the system. I mean, it's a shock to the system because he never really expected football clubs managers to get sacked. The Ollie sacking was super expected because we lost 4-1 to Watford. Obviously, he's getting sacked after a 4-1 loss to Watford and that terrible run of results. This is still a bit of a shock to the system because I didn't think they'd actually do it because we've had so many results like this. I didn't think they'd actually pull it off, but they have. So there you go. Thank you all for watching. Erik ten Hag, sacked as Manchester United manager. Ruud van Nistelrooy has been appointed as the interim. Massive news on your Monday night. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.